Live from a broken down barn south of the Mason-Dixon, it's the Mastication Station, with your host, who's playing the role of a tetherball, Tony J Lemmon, and the all-time kindergarten playground tetherball champion, the studio ed, Lee Daly. Our guest tonight, from a 50,000 gigawatt throne of power, WOWO's Pat Miller, and State Representative for the 82nd District, David Abbott. Our sponsor tonight, Plant Genetics Run Amok with Fun, TransPlants. And our musical guest who worked the night shift here at the theater, Hot Rod Hearse. And now, if you can't find him, just give him a yank, Tony J Lemmon.
Oh, you gotta go around. Go around.
What?
Go this. No, go this way. Go around the other side. See, Tony, if you were working with the crew, you'd know not to just take it off the chair.
I am serious.
Off the chair. Now
Seriously.
walk to the left.
Okay.
And walk straight. And over the chair now.
What?
Put the cord over the chair. No, you go back where you were. Good guy.
Okay.
Okay, good enough.
Seriously.
Seriously.
What is this?
That's a cord.
Have we been wireless before?
Well, you've been mindless before.
Okay. Hi. Hi, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Well, this is the 42nd show. Welcome to Mastication Station.
Still don't have it.
It is
right.
Bring Your Kidney to Work night.
My questions.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. You got questions?
No.
This
you
is
said
the studio ed last known photo.
last known photo. Recognized only from the side in most post offices.
Yeah. Nice. So, how are you? Where have I been?
I'm great. We the crew and I. You were sleeping because, you know, we're in Boontown, Kentucky,
Yes.
small town
Yes.
south of Paducah.
Correct.
There's really nothing here to do, but there is a Benihana's. So we were at Benihana's last night, which we traditionally go to Benihana's if we can find one. And Tony, of course, had too many of the big pineapple drinks with all the fruity stuff coming out of them.
Yeah.
So Tony went to bed early.
Yes.
So the crew and I went
Night.
out to a field with some locals and witnessed this massive slingshot.
Oh, wow.
And launching pumpkins and watermelons, and every once in a while there'd be a kid that would like scream running by.
Get in the way.
Grab the kid, launch him. But the kids all landed safe, so all you kid lovers out there.
Yeah.
The kids were fine, but they learned a lesson.
Kid lovers.
Kid lovers.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, some people call those parents.
They call them helicopter parents.
I think you're right. You're right. So that's where we were, and that's where we are now.
Now that was like a trebuchet? Trebuchet?
No, a trebuchet does this.
Yeah.
A
That's what
slingshot
the
does
pumpkins
this.
and stuff.
Now, see, Tony, if you read the memo, you're not supposed to mention the pumpkin chunkin'. Because that happens on the East Coast, in Connecticut or one of those, and these guys are very much, see now, we have people leaving.
See.
No, stay.
See.
We had more fun with slingshots last night than anything those guys I have on the East Coast.
Now, are we in? You said we're in a Benihana?
We were last night
Okay,
after
so we're not
the
now.
after the slingshotting.
I thought maybe they were leaving because their disc vibrated or whatever.
No, they don't
Like the
have
rest-
discs.
Oh, okay.
They're not attached to the Benihanas. We're in a studio. I don't even know where. I think we're in a barn.
Okay.
So I don't even know where we're at. But I'm
Okay.
glad you finally
I woke up.
and got here.
Yeah. So, and you said how many in the audience?
503 by first count, but that
Okay.
might be
Okay.
lower.
Might be lower than that?
Yeah.
And our sponsor, I've heard a lot, there's a lot of buzz about our sponsor in
Yeah.
this area of the country, and who is that?
Well, it's a local shop down the street, and it used to be a florist, and now it's just plants.
Okay.
But so the name is TransPlants, and it's for plants that identify as other plants.
Oh,
So
I
it's
see.
very up to date. Yeah.
Okay,
So you can
very
go in
hip.
looking for roses and come out with carnations.
Yeah, because it just decides.
They decide, I'm not going to a rose today. I'm going to be a cucumber. Yeah, it's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So our guests tonight are Pat Miller from WOWO, and he's going to be talking about his transplant, his
Transplanted.
Kidney transplant, as well as David Abbott, who's a state representative. He had the same thing happen to him.
Wow.
He had this all of a sudden. He had a transplant, a kidney transplant as well, and so did I. I decided to have one too because it was the coolest thing to do. Of course, I did mine 25 years ago. So we'll be right back after this, and we'll see if we're still alive. See ya. See if I can get out of here.
And walk backwards and over the chair and under the rainbow, and there he goes, off to wherever Tony goes. To the green room with you, knave.
Hi, konnichiwa! No, I'm not a fan of Japanese, but you know what is? Sushi Bar Kisu, located on Markham Place in Little Silver, New Jersey. Kisu means real Japanese. It's the best sushi in Little Silver. Enjoy karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Take out a free delivery when you drive to our location on Markham Place. Godzilla! Madra! Sushi at low prices. Come to Sushi Bar Kisu, located on Markham Place in Little Silver, New Jersey. Chin chin, boy boy!
Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Mastication Station. We're back. Red lights on. We're here. I'm glad that we came back from that commercial. That we must have paid the bill. Well, we're here. It is Bring Your Kidney to Work night, so we're very excited about that. I think everybody did. I hope. Lee is here to tell you where we are, because I don't remember where we're at, and how many are in the audience, and who our sponsor is.
Right. Well, we have 497 people in the audience. We had 503. But on our previous guest, there was a comment made, and they left.
Okay.
So we're in Boontown, Kentucky, which is about 160 miles south of Indianapolis.
Yeah.
About 100 miles southwest of Paducah, Kentucky.
Okay. I love Paducah this time of year.
Yeah, it's a great place to be. And while we're here, actually, the crew this afternoon, they have the largest slingshot in the world here, and they've been slingshotting pumpkins.
Yes.
Watermelons and irritating kids. Now, for the kids are landing soft in hay. Most of them. There's only a few that overshot.
Yeah. Oh well.
So that's been fun to watch for the crew. Yeah.
And you're saying I can't say pumpkin chunkin'?
Now we just 3 people just got up and left. No, the pumpkin chunkin' is in the East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, and these guys are very proud of their slingshot. It's good job. There you go. Our sponsor.
Yes. Who's our sponsor?
A local shop just down the street. Started out as a florist. It's called TransPlants. It's for plants that identify as other plants. So you can go in and buy a rose and come out with a carnation.
Oh, so
or the other way around.
So if it's like say corn,
that'd be
and I
good.
just like no, it's beans.
Yeah,
that
beans.
Works. Okay.
Yeah, and you got to accept
transplants. Okay.
Back to you.
They may not be back. So. This is Pat Miller here. Pat Miller, the illustrious, talented, lovely Pat Miller.
No. I'm the one from WOWO.
Okay. Oh, well, I've only heard you.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You have a face for radio.
So I like the transplants thing. That's kind of cool. Don't think that won't show up on my program, because good stuff I don't come up with, I steal, and I'm stealing that. So.
Take it. Okay. We steal it.
So tonight's kind of the theme is transplants, obviously. Our sponsor came and found us.
Sure.
So you had kidney transplant,
I
right?
did.
And when was that, and why did it happen?
Mine happened in 16, and the why did it happen is because for a long period of time, I was about 70 pounds heavier than I am now. I didn't watch blood pressure. I didn't check blood sugars. I didn't think to. If you're 35 years old or older, okay, especially if you're a male, go to your doctor. Go once a year. If I go once a year and I said, hey, let's check my blood pressure, let's check my blood sugars, I would still not have the problem that I had with my kidneys. And I developed what's referred to as chronic kidney disease.
Okay.
It was the thing that basically laid me out. You know this, you've had some history with this. Your creatinine level, which is that's where they measure the function of your kidneys. In a perfect world, you're at 1.0. When we found mine, I was already at 2.6, so I was already creeping up.
Sure.
And our doctor, who's a terrific guy, sat us down, the lovely Mrs. Miller and I, and said, okay, just get ready, because if you're that far and you're progressing, probably in about a year and a half, you'll be on dialysis. And then, then you'll be getting on a list and trying to get a kidney. Well, dialysis saves your life, but it's almost like a death knell on your schedule and your career and everything else. And so we're driving home that day, and I said, if I go on dialysis, the radio show goes or my financial office goes. There's no way to do both. Just can't do them. And Kim, don't ever tell Mrs. Miller she can't do something. She got militant. I mean, we watched everything. Salt, preservatives, check your cans, check your labels, check everything. Canned food, canned soups. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah, they poured some salt in there after it.
It tastes great, but and so they did some checking with all that, and I mean, we got so serious. I went through Healthy Weight Loss Solutions, got the weight down, and I mean, I was peeling it off. I still would like to take off more, but once you've gone through a transplant like I have and your body settles, it's very difficult to go through that kind of a major change again. I put myself back in the hospital.
Yeah, right.
But so we realized I had the problem, and then finally I was deteriorating, and all at once my creatinine level got up to about 5. And when they say when you're 6 or above, you're just about gone.
About gone.
And all at once I get this call from my oldest daughter, and I said, hi, and she said, Dad, I want to take you to lunch.
Uh-oh.
Okay, wait. You're taking me to lunch? I thought...
How often does that happen?
Yeah,
right?
well, I called Kim. I said, do you have any idea what's going on? She goes, no. She goes, what do you think it is? I said, I might be co-signing for a car. I don't know what I'm doing. So she said, no, I want to take you to lunch. She was mid-30s. And so we went to a restaurant on Calhoun, sat down and ordered. And then I said, so what's up? She goes, so I want to be tested.
Oh, okay.
And I really wasn't playing dumb. It so caught me off guard. I said, for what? She said, I want to be a donor. And I said, honey, and she went, what? And I said, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
You're supposed to give to your children. You're supposed to give down. It's not supposed to come back up.
Right.
Which is dunderheaded thinking, but that's where I was. And she says, no, I want to do it. And she goes, what's your main problem? I said, well, I don't want you at my age going through what I'm going through, and you've only got one kidney left because you gave me one. This is my daughter. She said, well, and she picks up this file folder and opens up these medical papers come falling out, and she walked me through all this stuff the doctor had told me a week before, that if you donate a kidney, within 6 months, the one kidney is doing 85% of what the two did, that people that donate a kidney actually have a cleaner lifestyle, they actually live longer. And I said, yeah, that's what the doctor said. She went, okay, what else? I said, well, the other reason, probably the bigger reason, I said, I don't want you in my house on Christmas morning and we're unwrapping gifts and you're unwrapping the gift for me and you look at me and you go, okay, wait a minute. I gave you a kidney and you gave me this. So I was afraid I was going to have to learn how to spell Mustang or just something. But the day that the surgery came around, I never did have to go on dialysis because of the timing with her. We're at the hospital. Lutheran was doing transplants at that time. We were there at 5:30 in the morning. And it's really weird. When you go through 8 years of kidney disease and all what you're sitting there and you go, this is really happening and it's happening today.
Right.
It was very weird.
Yeah.
And so they took us back and they tested me and they said, your creatinine level right now, remember when you're 6, you're almost done.
Yeah.
He said, you're at 6.6.
Bye-bye.
He said, you're going today or we're taking you to McCombs. I mean, it's one or the other.
Right.
So we're in there, we got all prepped. And it's very weird. You're in the prep area. There's a sheet between me and Shannon, and they start backing her gurney out to get her in, because she has to go in first to make sure the kidney came out and everything's fine before they open me up.
Right.
So I went over and prayed with her, and her mom was there, and we kissed each other, and she went in there. And then 20 minutes later, they said, well, we're good to go. My wife told me, she said, you will never know the feeling until you see half your family roll into surgery at the same time.
Right.
She said it's mind-numbing. The thing I'm grateful for my daughter for 2 things. She gave me the kidney, and it's a terrific kidney. But the other thing is, we don't talk about it. It's not like, hey, Dad, I'm the one that gave you the kidney, remember? I mean, we just, there are times when it comes up, but we just came through, what did we just come through? We did Easter, we did Mother's Day. It was never on the table, And my kidney numbers are tremendous ever since that surgery, I've been at 1.0, which is almost unheard of. And the doctor told me the last time, she may have just given you a 30-year kidney.
Yeah.
Which is just amazing. Yeah. Because with my fat, I'm not going to live another 30 years, so it's going to keep working after I'm gone.
So how did you feel before all that, before the surgery?
The 2 weeks before surgery, I spoke for a Republican bean dinner, and Mike Pence was there. This was in early May of 16. He was running for re-election as governor. He had not yet been selected to run for vice president. So we're sitting next to each other at the main table. He and I had gotten to know each other over the years. I spoke for him a lot. And his wife, Karen, has always been amazing to Kim. And so at that time in the bean dinner, when everybody is sitting there wandering around and everything, I was kind of leaning over on the table a little bit. And he goes, "You all right?" I said, "I got to be honest with you." I said, "I can't wait for this. I'm just, I'm sick."
Yeah.
You know. And he said, "Yeah, you're a little yellow," and I was. All I could do was get out of bed, get to the office to do whatever I needed to do, and then go back home and get back in bed. It's all I could do.
Yeah.
The day after my transplant, I got up and walked a complete lap around the hospital.
Yeah.
It was so night and day. It's like I could fly. You know, it's just you don't know how good you are until you aren't.
Yeah.
And then it all comes back to you. So this is why you guys, and I'm serious, women too, but you guys, get to your doctor and get yourself checked. I mean, it is important.
Yeah, before mine, I felt like I was always walking through mud.
Oh,
And
sluggish.
and I couldn't like think straight. I still can't, but it was like worse then. And how long were you in the hospital?
For the transplant,
Yeah.
5 days.
5 days.
And this is something else you got to be careful of. 6 months later, almost to the day, I contracted the CMV virus
Okay.
because you have no immune system.
Right. Exactly.
And I was in the hospital 5 days with the transplant. I was in the hospital 8 days with the virus. And they say normally when you get the virus, you go in and your virus count is like 200, 300,000. I was at 1.3 million.
Whoa.
Because I got it between Christmas and New Year's. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to wait till the doctor's back because I don't want,
Yeah.
You know how you are when you do a transplant. This is my guy.
This is
and
my
that's
guy.
where I'm going.
Yeah,
And,
right.
and by the time I got in there, I was moaning so bad. Kim said I sounded like a woman in labor.
I want my Larry. I don't want to see you.
It was awful. I thought it was my gallbladder because it sat right here.
Yeah.
And what it was the virus was attacking my gallbladder.
Okay.
But once we got that out of there, and we had to put in a port, and Kim had to, feed me morning and night and all that garbage. But if it's not for the women in my life,
So is she up for sainthood?
We'd all be
dude,
dead.
I gave my money for her a long time ago. So, yeah.
Yeah. So how are you taking care of it now? What kind of things do you have to do these days to maintain everything?
Yeah, to this day, and I'm one of those guys, I used to put salt on everything, on my pizza, on my steaks and all that. I salt nothing.
Watermelon?
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't salt that either.
Okay.
I just don't use salt.
Okay.
I still watch preservatives now, just like I did up until the time of my transplant.
Okay.
I'm just really careful about it because it kind of became my pattern. It became my new normal,
How many Mrs. Dashes do you have?
I think I own stock. So,
Yeah.
but it's just amazing. But you said, is she up for sainthood? Two things in my life that have caused me to be who and what I am: the person of Jesus Christ and the person of the lovely Mrs. Miller. And sometimes they're almost neck and neck. But she is an amazing woman, and she nursed me through everything. And like I said, the virus was worse.
Yeah.
The second night in the hospital for the virus, they said halfway through the night they thought they were losing me because it was just there was so much of it. But here I am.
Yeah. I understand how you feel about the wife because we found out I had to have a transplant 1 week before our wedding. So she had to make some serious decisions real quick.
Yeah. Don't tell me that she doesn't love you.
Yeah.
Okay, you're still breathing.
She's still my first wife.
Yeah, it's been something, and again, we don't talk about it all the time now. It was 6 years ago, but it caused a closeness in the family. I don't know that we could have gotten there any other way.
Yeah. My brother donated to me.
Okay.
It was 100% match. He owed me for the stereo anyway. So, I mean,
Remember that time back in '83?
Yeah, remember that? Yeah, see? So are there websites that people could go to donate or volunteer or just help.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah. If you want to, the easiest thing to do, because there's several of them, so I would just go to Google or whatever your search engine is, and I would put in Kidney Foundation, Indiana.
Okay.
And then it will guide you back to Fort Wayne, because they have a very good location here. We just did the kidney walk a week ago.
Okay.
And
didn't know
they
kidneys could
do
walk.
tremendous work with the Kidney Foundation here. And it's amazing when you go to those things, and there's like 1,000 people there, and about 400 of them have had a transplant.
Right.
And it's like people you've never met. It's like you have all this camaraderie with
Yes.
them, because they get what you're going
They
through.
know exactly.
Yeah, they really, really do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would really encourage people to do that. And again, I know this is the third time. See your doctor.
Yeah.
You know, if you have no idea at all that you have there's nothing to tell you do have kidney disease. Go and find out. Because if you start having degenerative kidney disease and you catch it before you get to 1.5
Yes.
or 2, that saves you a lot of grief.
A lot of time and
A
effort.
lot of
yeah.
grief. Yep.
Yeah,
Really
blood
does.
clots in your bladder. That's what I had, blood clots in my
Oh.
bladder.
Oh, lucky guy.
So how often do you have to go see a specialist now?
I go and see, mine is Dr. Ducker.
Oh, mine too.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, so I go see John,
John Ducker.
about every 6 months.
Okay.
We could stretch it out, but Kim gets nervous. And it's because I have other issues. You know, we've talked about my back surgeries and all that.
sure.
So anytime you go through a surgery that's as major as that, it's a bit traumatic. And so she's always a little worried that it's going to, you know, did we enter in some more bacteria or germ or something? So they watch me, and he says, "You're flying fine."
Yeah.
He says, "You're absolutely fine."
He says, "Where's your kidney at?" And he puts his hand.
He always does that, yeah. He goes,
Feels my ankles.
Yeah, he pats it and goes, "Yeah, that's good."
There it is.
You're not going to charge me for this, are you?
Is there going to be a dinner and a movie? I mean. All right, so we're going to do a little challenge. Okay, you have a curfew or anything?
Whoa. Yeah, but most of my curfews have to do with carbs and sugars.
We were going to do emergency here, surgery, but he's already dead. So
Okay,
Yeah.
so am I.
Lee is going to ask us some questions.
Okay,
And he's going to decide who wins.
between you and
What do
me.
you think of that?
Okay.
Pretty fair, huh?
The pretty easy questions.
Yeah.
Ish.
We're going to play to what? How many questions?
There we have 9 again.
9 questions.
You're fine.
We'll go fast.
I don't have that kind of brain. Go ahead.
Okay, first question.
Ronald Reagan.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Cake or pie at Thanksgiving?
At Thanksgiving, pie.
Pie.
Okay, pie.
Yeah.
Oh,
cake,
both.
cake at Christmas.
Okay,
Cake
next.
is the other 364.
Okay,
Yeah.
during a rainstorm,
Yes, sir.
you're a fan sitting in the stands, IndyCar, NASCAR.
Well, I've never been to NASCAR. I've been to IndyCar. In fact, with the Manual High School Redskin Marching Band in Indianapolis, my
Yeah.
junior year, I marched around the track
Nice.
in the rain
During the race.
Not so nice.
before the race started.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, not during.
Everyone looked like Captain Crunch.
I'm gonna say IndyCar.
IndyCar it is.
Okay.
NASCAR
It's 3-3,
fans, that's
I
a
think.
whole different ballgame. All right, this is an easy one.
Okay.
Swimming pool or lake for
Swimming pool.
swimming?
Oh, swimming
Swimming
pool.
pool.
Totally.
Nope, sorry. Lake.
Yeah, when you're susceptible to bacteria, swimming pool.
Yeah, they said you couldn't be in a lake for however
Yep.
long, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I should have justified that and said as a kid.
Oh,
As a
see,
kid.
it's too late.
I'd say lake.
Oh, as a kid, swimming pool.
Swimming pool.
Sorry,
hotel, no
lake,
camping.
Lake. You don't have to share things. Pool, you got to share things. Lake,
don't.
you don't have to share. Okay, last question. Last question. Local news or national news in a foreign country?
Like Sky News kind of a thing?
So if you're like in Ireland or Spain, you get
Oh.
local news or national news?
National.
Local.
National.
National. You want to know what's going on in the world. Who
Yep.
cares what the town's
Yep.
doing?
In fact, there are 9 European and Asian newspapers I look at every day.
Really?
Yep.
You watch Sky News?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I've been on Sky News, which was weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I watch BBC.
Interviewed you?
What's that? Yeah, they interviewed me. Yeah.
Wow, really? Just to get the North American...
Well, I IMC'd the Ted Cruz event the night before the Indiana primary
Okay.
in 16, and they were here to cover that. And then when I was in the back hallway, one of the guys came, "You got a minute? Can I talk to you?" I said, "Yeah, go ahead." He goes, "Well, I'd like to
That's a
interview
great
you for
accent,
just
by the way.
interview you real quick if we could." I said, "Sure." And I said, it took 45 minutes.
Wow.
We talked forever, and then he called me one time from Australia, and we interviewed about something. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was 45 minutes? Because they don't do minutes over there. It's metric.
I'm gonna punch you. I really am.
Over there?
I'm coming right over the
Reach
table.
across the plane.
Now that I'll pay to see. Well, hey everybody, welcome. Pat Miller here. Thank him for being here. The buffet's open. He's got to get home because of curfew. So
I do. I genuinely, truly do.
Yeah.
Yep. And I can't go to the buffet because my wife will look at me and go, "Okay, Mr. Kidney, what did you eat?"
What'd you eat?
Jello.
We'll be back after this. Thanks everybody. Thanks.
Yeah, that was fun.
Somewhat fun.
Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes. Oh yeah, you can find them at the market. We talking about flea market. Montgomery, it's just like a mini mall. Hey, hey, don't stop. Let's make it a dance. Come on now, to the left, to the right. Let's do this dance. Hey, to the left, to the right. Let's make this a dance. Flea market, Montgomery, it keeps you jumping. It's just like a mini mall. Check it out now, everybody, like this now. Hey, hey, flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall.
Nice intro, though.
Okay, we're back. So welcome back from that commercial. This is Mastication Station. We're here. It is Bring Your Kidney to Work Night, so we're very excited about that. I think everybody did, I hope. And Lee is here to tell you who our sponsor is and where we're at, because I was napping. I don't remember.
Of course.
Where we're
Yeah.
at,
So, yeah, Tony, we are south. We're in Boontown, Kentucky. Boontown, Kentucky. They heard about the kidney thing, and I think everybody has bags of kidney beans. I don't know if they got the message, but that's pretty cool.
Not quite.
And since we've been here, yesterday the crew and I and you, while you were awake, we went out. Boontown is the home of the largest slingshot in the world.
Oh, really?
So we've been watching them shoot pumpkins, watermelons, and irritating kids.
Nice.
And
I like
the
that.
kids are not very aerodynamic, but
No.
but they get caught in bales of hay, so they're safe and everything. But the watermelons and the pumpkins smash against
Yes.
things. That's pretty exciting.
They call that pumpkin chunkin' here in the
Not
old
here,
country.
not here.
Not
They
here.
do that somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't want to say that word here because no, see, well, our
now
audience
we got
members
a
just
lawsuit.
left. Yeah, we have 503 audience members
Okay,
here.
503, not bad.
Now we have 500 because 3 left when you said pumpkin chunkin'. That's not the right
another
place.
3 left.
And our sponsor is TransPlants.
Ooh,
it's
nice.
for plants that identify as other plants. They're a local shop right down the
Local
street.
shop, that's good. So because if you want the squash, but not quite, you get the beans or the
Yeah,
corn or
you
whatever.
get a carnation that thinks it's a rose.
There you
pay
go.
more for that,
Not
but that's
bad.
okay. That's nice.
Well, with us tonight, a very special guest, State Rep David Abbott is here. You can wave at the audience there. There, yeah. So you're here to tell us, you brought your kidneys, right?
All 3.
All 3. You have 3.
I have 3.
Now,
Aren't
why?
you supposed to have 4?
No, so you had a kidney transplant,
Correct.
and when did that happen?
Well, actually, March 11th this year,
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
just 2 months ago
Okay.
to the date.
So 2 months ago, you had a kidney transplant, and they didn't get rid of the ones that weren't working or whatever?
Yeah, my existing 2 kidneys were down to 8%
Okay.
Oh,
function,
that's not good.
and I wasn't on dialysis.
Okay.
But all my levels were really getting to the point where they were about to fail, and they told me, "Oh no, we're not going to take one out. We're going to add a 3rd one, and it's not going to be back there. It's going to be up here." And I was a little taken back. I kind of learned a little bit about it ahead of time, but it kind of surprised me that they didn't take the one out.
So how long of a time span happened from the time you found out you had to have it to the time you had it?
Well, the first time I found out, I was looking to increase my life insurance about 30 years ago, and they rejected me because my creatinine levels were too high.
Okay.
Which I didn't ever equate that to anything. So, needless to say, we didn't get more insurance. But the time progressed, a few more years went by, and I was having migraine headaches, and my doctor, he nailed it. He knew. He said, "I think I know what you've got." And they did some testing, some biopsy. They said, "You've got a rare disease called Berger's disease," kind of spelt like burger, like a hamburger.
Okay. Berger's.
French.
Berger's.
Those pesky
And
French.
there was a lot of unknown about that disease at the time. Now we come to find out it's more common than we thought. Just been misdiagnosed. And so I just pretty much just lived my normal life and just tried to watch what I eat. And as time went by, my kidney function just kept, the scarring, it just kept decreasing more and more. And got to the point where I had to have a transplant.
Wow. So you got the recipient, or was donated by who?
My oldest son.
Okay.
Actually. About a year ago, my nephrologist convinced me, hey, it's time, you know, you're going to wait too long, and because I wasn't on dialysis, and you're going to be in the hospital under emergency, they're going to jam a port in you, and you know, that's bad. So I agreed to it, and of course I didn't consider a family member as a donee. I didn't want to put that burden on. That was just outside of the realm of what I was going to do. My wife convinced me, at least let them know what's going on. They need to know what's up with their dad.
That's nice.
So I did, and needless to say, 3 of my 5 kids stepped up right away, my brother and my wife. Wow. And so my oldest son, who happens to look a lot like me, we're kind of like clones in a way.
Yeah, okay.
He was the closest match, so that's kind of how we got there.
So was it at IU Med down in
Indianapolis? Yeah, it was IU Med in Indianapolis.
Which is from, where are we at again?
Boontown, which is south of Indianapolis by about 150 miles.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's south of Paducah.
Yeah. So how did they take care of him financially? How did that happen for him?
Well, there was a program where you could qualify for it, and they would help the donor out with financial costs, because that's a burden on him, and I was going to help him anyway, because I wouldn't put that burden on my own children. But they stepped up, and they did his housing, his lodging. There were some expenses they covered.
Yeah, sure.
And you know, that really eased that on the financial burden of it. You know, his heart was in it. He wanted to do it. And
so how long was he in the hospital for?
Oh gosh, just 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
He went home and he recuperated, but he's been back to work for a long time.
And how long were you in the hospital?
I was in about 5 days, and then after you go out, you go back in 2-3 times a week. They're adjusting meds and all kinds of issues that can come up. So I stayed right there in Indy for the next month.
Oh yeah.
And just came home about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Did it hurt to laugh?
Did it hurt to laugh?
Yeah.
Like now?
Oh, I can do anything right now. I could do, well, I won't, but.
But you said you're kind of back in public again.
I'm just starting to.
So how did that change what your habits were and all that?
Well, what I did is my wife and I just kind of self-quarantined ourselves, and we didn't go out. We'd go to the grocery store. We'd mask up. She would go out. I wouldn't even go out. And then as time went on, and my kidney was getting adjusted to my body, then you could kind of relax a little bit. But the nurse told me, she said, you're taking these immune suppression drugs because your body doesn't like that kidney.
Right.
It thinks it's a virus.
It wants to reject it.
It wants to reject it and kill it. And it'll do that for the rest of your life. Oh. So, which is news to me. I just thought, 3-4 months, I'll be off those drugs and I'm back in it. But no, I got a rude awakening. That's for the rest of your life, you'll take these drugs. But right now, she said, your immune system's that floor. And he says, ours is about right here.
Yeah.
And he says, as time goes by, after a couple months, it'll start coming up. But it'll never be there. But at least it won't be where it's at right now. And you don't want to get a kidney rejection in the first few months. So.
Do you know how many medicines you take?
Oh my gosh, I counted those up. I must be taking about 12 different medicines right now. But most of those will fall away. Actually, 5 of them have already fallen away.
I imagine the medicine's better than what I'm taking, because my kidney's a 1997 model. And
that's old.
That's amazing.
It's from my brother. So I'm on about 15 or so medications.
Oh, yeah.
But mine.
Still.
I have I got a big smiley face right here. I just take them in one swallow. I don't even think about it anymore.
I do too. I've learned. I used to take one at a time. I just guzzle.
You're there for a half hour.
It makes it 5 times worse.
So how have you felt since your surgery, post-op, out of the hospital, at home? How have you felt supported by family and friends?
Oh my gosh. My neighbors, to begin with, wanted to bring food down. We just politely said, we really don't want anybody coming in the house. My wife has been phenomenal.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. She's done everything. She was mowing the grass today for me.
Nice.
And bless her heart. And so she's been really, and then of course my family have all been supportive.
Sure.
But they know, stay away. And we're going to get together with them this weekend.
Okay,
First
good.
time.
Good.
First time.
First time in how long?
Since before March.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, well, we stopped at one day and waved from the window, and then now this weekend we're actually going to see them.
Wow, that's great.
So that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, stepping out a little bit.
That's good. That's good. How has this affected your, like, you used to be in manufacturing,
Yeah.
but you're a state rep now, so how has that affected, has it affected that at all?
You mean as far as my kidney is?
Well, just like your daily work, going out in public, all
oh
the
my
things
gosh,
that you, your
night and
normal
day,
activities.
night and day. I had different positions in mainly automotive tool and die manufacturing. I was been a tool and die maker. I was a supervisor, plant manager of one of our plants, and this is off the charts, completely different than that. It's just I can't even describe. You know, you take your work when you get off work, you go home, you kind of forget about it.
Sure.
Now, if you're self-employed, you probably don't forget about it so much.
Right.
As a legislator, it's 24/7. I'm on the phone all the time. I've been working from home this whole time.
Okay.
On the phone, taking calls. When I'm unopposed right now with my new district. So I thought, well, I still want to put signs out because I think that's important for people to know. You know, I don't take it for granted, even though I don't have an opposition. So I had volunteers step up. I had to turn volunteers away to put my signs up for me.
That's great.
And I felt so blessed. I mean, that people thought that much of me, and the cards and the support that came in. We had, I can't even tell you how many cards and letters and from our church to our community. I mean, people I didn't even know hardly. And I was like, wow, you know, it just
that's great.
really humbled me.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
You find out who your friends are, you find out who loves you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jeez.
So physically, how do you
love me.
feel? How do you feel? How differently do you feel now before to after?
Oh my gosh, my blood pressure was like 165, 170 over like 80. It's 127 over 72. My heart rate's gone down, and my creatinine levels have gone down to a normal. I feel 20 years younger.
Really?
Now I don't have my strength back yet, but I can tell. Wow,
it's coming though.
It's coming. Yeah, watch out.
Look out.
I'm ready to go. I'm getting so stir crazy right now. I can't wait to get out.
I'll bet. How many movies you watched?
How many did I binge watch?
Yeah, right.
The series?
That's true.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. The whole Netflix is done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of learned if you sit in front of the TV all day, you really get bored.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I get upstairs in my office area where I got, and I start taking care of business. And then about 5 o'clock, I come down, and we have dinner. I felt like I was at work. So it feels good to be back.
Yeah, before my surgery, I just felt like I was always walking through mud, and I couldn't concentrate.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I could. This is back when I wrote checks a lot. I would write a check and I messed up and I had to throw it away. Try another one. You know, I just couldn't focus. And then afterwards, I didn't feel like 1,000 times better, but I felt better. I could actually think through things and concentrate. I couldn't before.
I noticed the clarity. I wake up in the morning and the clarity's there where it wasn't before. And you know, I remember I was at the State House one day and I got a phone call from my coordinator, and they'd done the latest blood test. This is before the surgery. This is, your creatinine's 6.5.
What?
Some people are dead at 6.5. Other people can take higher.
Right.
They say, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, we're in session right now." Why? What's up? And they go, "You're really an anomaly. People usually don't feel that good."
Yeah.
But I was never on dialysis.
Okay.
I just kind of, my body dealt with it for some reason. But I was at that point. It was
time.
I could start
time
to
to
tell.
come.
It was starting to happen.
So what's next? What's coming up next for you?
Boy, right now, just get my strength back. It's going to take a couple more months. Spend some time with my family, visiting, seeing them, and making up for lost time.
Sure.
Pay my wife back for all she's done. I think we need a vacation.
Yeah.
So I think we'll take care of that too.
Good.
It's the summer. You know, I'll do my work. You know, we're in session for 3-4 months a year, but the other you know 7, 8, 9 months of the year, we're working.
Yeah.
We're out with the constituents. So I'll be doing a lot of that too.
That's
just
good.
Getting out, meeting people, the new district.
I bet you're just raring to go on that.
It's tiring.
Yeah, I'll bet.
But you know, I think they're wanting to see me too. So.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming and telling your story.
Yeah.
And he is he's going to have a game for us, right?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
we were going to do Operation.
I'm glad you didn't ask me what was the bad part of it.
What was the bad part?
There was bad parts.
Was there a bad part of it?
Oh, I bet.
What was it? I'm going to ask
him.
Since you brought it.
I'm going to
Open the door. And tell him he's going to walk right in.
Okay, here we go. They put stents in you.
Yeah.
And it's to keep your kidney so it's flowing because they sew the parts together, and they couldn't get it out.
Oh.
And you talk about the worst pain in my life. That was worse than the transplant altogether. Was trying to
Really?
get that stent out. And to get that stent out, they got to get there.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's like getting a
You
bullet
can
out.
imagine your manhood is at jeopardy.
Check, please.
And you're awake, by the way.
Yeah.
And you're watching it on the big screen with the
Yeah.
camera that's going.
Oh, you got to watch it. At least.
We got to watch it. So did my wife. I thought she was going to pass out. And they got in there, and of course this thing's it's a tube, and it's got a camera on the end, and it's got a pair of pliers on the end of that.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, think of a
Tiny
needle-nose
pliers.
plier.
Cross my legs.
So they're grabbing this thing and tugging. I thought I was going to die. And so then they couldn't get it out. So just a week ago, they said, now we're going to give you an option. We can put you in an emergency room or surgical room, and we're going to put you out. When can you do that? I was kind of like, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Said, well, a month from now. And I go, well, I'm not waiting a month.
Oh my
What's the other
gosh.
option? Well, we can try to get it out. I said, well, when would we do that? He says, how about right now?
Yikes.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that answer.
Yeah.
How about not?
And so I said, well, as long as you got a stick I can bite down on, let's do it. I was nervous because I knew what to expect this time.
Yeah.
It came right out.
Oh, good.
There was a stitch, I think, and it dissolved, and it came right out. So
I unfortunately had a very similar story to you because my kidney transplant itself wasn't the painful part. What was hard was when I had blood clots in my bladder.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they would sew the bladder or open the bladder and they'd feed the tube from the kidney into the bladder.
Yeah.
So then it bled, which is normal, but then the blood clots would basically, it was like holding the drain, it was stopping the water from draining basically.
Yes,
And
yes.
so they would have to inject saline into my bladder, pull out the saline, you see all these blood clots flow out. That was
like passing
excruciating.
a
I'm laying
kidney
there.
stone?
They're like, we're gonna catheterize you again. I'm like,
Put me out.
thanks. This is a heck of a way to meet people. How are you?
Please buy me
We're
dinner.
kind of like a brotherhood now.
Yeah, I know it.
I'm
And
telling you,
it was
unless
awful.
you've gone through it.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
know.
anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna play a game.
Okay.
So Lee's gonna ask us random questions.
Okay.
And he's gonna decide which one's right. And that's how we're gonna decide who wins. Isn't that fair?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds-
So Lee's gonna ask us 5 questions.
9.
9 questions.
You're fired.
And we'll see who wins this game.
All right. First question. In about 2 years, what do you see the price of unsalted butter per pound being?
Is this multiple choice? It's not multiple choice.
not
Since my
multiple
wife
choice.
does the grocery shopping, I'm going to say $2 a pound.
$1.50.
$2. Actually, it's going to be about $3.50.
He's closer than me.
Yeah, so he won.
1-0.
1-0. Okay. Second question. Most popular, 2% or whole?
I'm going to have to say 2%.
I'm gonna say whole milk.
2%.
2-0.
Whole milk is more popular in the country, 2% in the
Fire.
urban
What
development.
about half and half?
Oh,
Half and half?
No, that's only for cereal. Okay, tomato. Fruit, vegetable, or fish?
Fruit.
Fruit.
Both wrong. It's a vegetable.
No, it's not.
Well, it is today.
Yeah, I'm laughing.
Question 4. In an arm wrestling contest, Dracula versus Frankenstein. They're both wicked strong.
Ooh. I'm going to have to say Dracula.
Sylvester Stallone.
That's not an option.
Okay. I'm gonna say Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Mainly
Frankenstein
because
wins.
his arm is that long.
I figured it was
Dracula's arm is this long. So it's more like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. 2-ply or single layer for outhouses?
Well, that'd be.
Sears catalog.
Well, you want. Yeah.
Any auto magazine.
Because it's basically a hole in the ground. I'm gonna say 2-ply.
I'll say single.
It's 2-ply. Sorry.
I
Last,
got that.
Hawaiian shirt or chainmail for evening wear?
We've been watching a lot of Magnum PI at home, so I'm gonna say Hawaiian shirt.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
We both won that.
Chainmail is just, that's for a whole different class.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank
5-1.
David Abbott for being here. State
Awesome.
rep.
State rep.
3 kidneys to 3. He's only got 2, so yeah. The buffet's open in the back. We'll be right back after this. Thanks, everybody. We'll be
See ya.
back.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. That was sort of fun.
Yeah. That was good.
I will. It takes me about 2 or 3 weeks to edit.
Okay.
Meet George, the hard worker. His tale's a tearjerker. His hurry-worry life just dismays his poor wife. All the hustle and bustle, the workaday tussle. He's a miserable sight when he comes home each night. His nerves all a-jangle, all ready to wrangle. His stomach upset. But she's ready, you bet.
It's time for Pepto-Bismol, time for hospital-tested Pepto-Bismol.
Okay, what am I doing?
So I'm going to draw a card, and we will remove that item from the said
person.
board.
Okay.
And if you draw it out, then you get the money.
Okay, go
All right.
for it. What is it?
I don't know. I have to randomly check.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony today will be doing surgery, and he will be removing the bread basket. Holy smokes. Sam's bread basket has been giving him fits ever since he ate that gigantic sandwich.
He can read. Okay,
Barely.
bread.
Bread basket.
Can I?
I think you should show the audience
shake
where that's
the-
at exactly. No, you can't
Okay,
shake.
the bread basket is right there under the belly.
The tummy.
Right above the tummy is the actual.
The tummy.
That's the official medical term.
That's the Latin term.
Tummy.
La tumio.
Right above, right above the shorts there, the short line.
Yeah, now just try to relax.
Let's try to relax, sir, and we'll see if I kill you.
You
or
will
not.
now be removing the bread basket.
Bread basket.
You know, the whole time you're rooting around there, Sam is screaming in pain.
Yeah, this is like
It's like removing a bullet.
Got it. Got it.
So Tony has removed the bread basket. He is awarded $1,000.
There. Now I can do this.
$1,000. And now Sam's dead.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Welcome to the
What a great
show.
game.
That was great. We had Pat Miller and we had David Abbott. Pat Miller from WOWO talking about kidney transplant, his own kidney transplant, as well as David Abbott, state rep.
How'd you get a state rep? That's big. That's the biggest guest I think we've had.
Because I got the bread basket.
I mean,
That's
he was
how I
tall.
got
He wasn't as tall as me, but he was still tall.
He's taller than I am. Who is
Dirk Rowley was tall too.
He and is.
And
actually.
still
Yeah,
is.
still
State rep. So we can talk to him and we can get bills passed.
Yeah, bills, $20 bills, $40 bills.
Wasn't there a conjunction junction? What's
Yeah.
it? Become a bill?
Yeah, how to be a bill. I'm just a bill.
That's how we all learned reading and grammar
Conjunctions.
and the conjunction junctions.
Yeah.
Kids today, no, they don't know that. They don't
play it.
They don't know what a noun or a verb is.
I don't even know. What
Fifth graders, noun or verb. I'm not telling you.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Yeah, I think a verb shows action or something like that.
A verb technically is a French word for l'action. Yeah, I don't know about noun though.
So where are we going next time?
Well, we're south.
Oh wait, no, I didn't say David Abbott. He did the kidney transplant thing too. Okay,
yeah,
there
you got to get your guess.
So I had to
in
get
there.
all that in.
Well, it's moving towards summer.
Yeah.
So the further south we go, the hotter it's going to get.
Yes, sir.
So I think we need to call travel and call legal. I think we need to go in Canada.
Good day. How's it going?
Okay, Canada.
You get because the whole gluten thing is over.
It is. It's over.
They settled, which is why we're not able to fly in airplanes anymore.
Yes.
We have to take a bus.
Right.
Because the settlement was not good for us.
It's going to make going to Spain difficult.
Spain is right out.
Yeah.
So Canada is where we're going.
Okay.
North, and it'll be one of those provinces.
Sure.
Like Daffy Duck, he had the map of Canada, and he just went shing, shing, shing,
yeah,
shing,
all these
shing.
lines.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's the gluten thing's over.
Gluten thing's over and settled.
So can we say how much money we actually made? Or?
Well, let me rephrase that. We no longer have an airplane.
Okay.
We have a bus. So the settlement was not necessarily in our favor. I don't
So
know
we'll
exactly
be in Canada,
where.
and we're going to be filming in a few months. This is our 42nd show, out of 43. I don't know how many we're going to have. But
I don't know how many we planned on having.
I don't know. I
think
thought we
planned
were
on
just going to
having
have
like 2
one
or 3.
You know.
Make our mark.
Yeah.
Go national. We're still waiting for network
to
pick us up.
Well, it's World Wide Web, so it's everywhere. So thanks to our guests and our sponsor, and where are we at now? Did you say that?
Boontown, Kentucky. About 100 miles south of Paducah.
Oh, what about the email? We have an email, don't we?
Yeah, we have emails that are supposed to get vignettes, quips, spoofs. No spoofs yet.
No.
That would be funny if there was a spoof.
So where should I put the email at? I forget.
I think you should put it across the tree.
Across the tree. So here it is. There it is. Mastication Station, right above Lee's head, at yahoo.com. Mastication Station at yahoo.com for any quips, humorous vignettes, recipe swaps, or
donations,
or kidneys,
or kidney beans.
Do you have any kidneys?
Kidney beans
that you have too many, like a kidney surplus?
You know what I just remembered? Every one of our guests, there's a bag of kidney beans. Somebody in the crew just signaled me. They gave me the...
Yeah, don't forget, yeah.
So all you guys in the audience, you get a free bag of kidney beans.
Yeah.
You know, you can make soup with them.
And one audience member gets a kidney.
Cool.
So, because of this guy, forget it.
I don't think we should invite these people to take our stuff.
All right, this time for real. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Real ending. Yeah, we are singing. Yay.
Good job, everybody.
Great job, crew.